I keep getting tagged in this video where the creator says that she likes to imagine sometimes that the male love interest in romance novels is actually in some kind of hostage situation with the author, and it's very funny, you should go watch it. But it's true, one of the things I've really enjoyed about writing the fantasy heroine series into a book is that there are now a lot of points of view, because Caroline doesn't just talk to Rosamund, she talks to the other characters as well, and they are equally bewildered by her. And one of the problems that Caroline has is that she gives them an archetype in her mind, but then when they show up, they're not really like that at all. Probably the character who's closest to the archetype that she envisioned in her head is Robin, and Robin is just a chaos engine. So I'm gonna read you a little bit from the aftermath of the first patching up scene. When Captain Collins had dropped off to sleep, Caroline returned to Rosamund. "So he didn't lecture you after all, hmm?" Rosamund scowled. "No, he didn't. Are you happy?" Caroline frowned. "Honestly, I'm as surprised as you are. Maybe he has other things on his mind?" "Like the men who tried to kill us?" Rosamund muttered. "They worry me too, but I don't know what to do about it." "You could talk to him?" Caroline suggested. Rosamund shook her head firmly. "No." "Really? He saved your life. You still don't trust him?" Rosamund shrugged, watching the fire. "I think that might be unwise." "Not even a feeling him out for information chat where you both misinterpret what the other is saying and then get into a heated argument?" Caroline said hopefully. Rosamund didn't bother to answer. Caroline pursed her lips. Well, if the pair of them weren't going to engage in a fight by their own choice, she'd have to get creative. After which Caroline writes a scene where Rosamund wakes Leo up for his turn at watch, but he doesn't realise that it's her and pins her to the ground. It wasn't an attack. Lady Rosamund had woken him up for his turn at watch, and he had assaulted her. She stopped trying to struggle and instead drew a deep breath. Leo blanched, and aware of the family sleeping upstairs, he clapped a hand over her mouth. No, shh, he whispered desperately. Don't scream, it's all right, you just startled me. Rosamund stared at him, eyes wide with panic. He leaned back, trying to take some of his weight off her. "I'm so sorry, your ladyship." They waited for a moment, watching her eyes until the terror had subsided somewhat. "I'm getting up now." He took his hand off her mouth. "Leo Collins, are you joking?" Leo blinked as an exasperated Caroline appeared next to Rosamund, who had frozen in place, still staring up at him. "You had your hot enemy pinned on you in the middle of the night and you apologise?" Leo stared at her for a long moment. "My who?" "Your hot enemy!" she exclaimed, waving an arm at Lady Rosamund. "You're doing this all wrong. What is the matter with you both?" Leo was flummoxed. What should I have done?" Caroline shrugged. "Leaned in close and teased her about her fighting skills? Maybe made a slightly inappropriate comment about the fact you're on top of her?" She looked over at him, clearly about to say more, but fell silent when he met her eyes. Leo's voice, when he spoke again, was quiet. "What kind of man am I?" Caroline tipped her head to the side, confused. "You're Rosamund's hot enemy? Obviously?" She started to walk around them. Leo tried not to look at the expression on Rosamund's face, uncomfortably aware that he was still pinning his so-called hot enemy to the floor, but Caroline didn't seem to care. "You hate her, you don't trust her, but something about her compels you." Caroline stared off into nothingness, aided by the fact that the room her characters were in was a bit short on details. "Something makes you want to be near her, makes you want her even though you shouldn't. You're conflicted, torn between duty and a feeling which might be lust, or might be love." She paused. "Oh, that's quite good, actually. I should put it in the blurb." Leo realised his mouth was hanging open. He shut it with a click. "I mean, you think she's pretty, don't you?" Caroline went on, oblivious. Leo considered how to phrase his next question tactfully. He decided that tact was useless with Caroline. "So I should have overpowered her in the middle of the night and then mocked her while she was helpless." Caroline stopped short, blinked, and took the seat that materialised next to her, apparently thinking this over. Well..." Leo bit the inside of his cheek to prevent himself from shouting. "I don't think that would help the mission," he said finally. Caroline frowned, but nodded. "I suppose not. Never mind."